Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Tineco Floor 1 S2. I'm super excited about this because this is a vac mop and I've had one previously that I reviewed and a lot of you guys have seen that video and now I have bought an upgrade. So I'm definitely excited to see how this one works. Alright, so I have a ton to pack into this video, so let's go ahead and get started. So it comes with the vac mop itself, a handle, a cleaning tool, Tineco cleaning solution, the manual of course, the plug-in charger, and also a little plate for it to stand on, which makes taking care of it a lot easier and helps so that it won't fall over. So this is the mop when it's completely put together. All that you have to do is slide the handle in and it clicks into place, so it is very, very easy to put together. There is a small hole in the back and that's where you're going to plug in your charger. It is labeled with a circle and a lightning bolt. And this thing does take about 5 hours to charge, and you are supposed to charge it 4 or 5 hours before you use it for the first time. So that is a pretty lengthy charge time, but I only use mine once a week, so it doesn't bother me too much. Right here on the LED screen, it shows how much charge you have. So let's go ahead and jump into using the mop. Right here is the clean water tank, and to take it out, you just press down that top bar and pull it out. It's very easy, and the dirty water tank comes out the same way, and it easily opens so that you can put the cleaning solution in and do whatever you need to do, and there's a max line so that you know how much you can put into it. When you slide these tanks back in, both the clean water tank and the dirty water tank, they make a little clicking noise so you can easily tell that it's put in there correctly. Like I said earlier, they do provide a Tineco cleaning solution, but you only need one capful when you put it inside the clean water tank, and then you can fill it the rest of the way with water. That's what it says in the instructions on how to use this cleaning solution. So now all I need to do is top it off with water and the clean water tank is ready to use. Turning the vac mop on is very easy. You're just going to click the power button and the LED screen is going to light up to indicate that it's on. And then when you're ready, you're going to tilt the vacuum and it's going to start functioning. It is self-propelled, so that's why it's going to wait until you tilt it to start functioning. So the LED screen shows you a lot of stuff that's going on with the vac mop, and I'm going to show you a few things that happen. One of these right here is showing that the clean water tank is needing of refilling, and then right here it is showing that the roller brush needs to be self-cleaned. Right here is just a picture of the manual that's going to show you what everything means on the LED screen. There is something that I can't show in the video, which is when the roller brush is stuck. That hasn't happened to me, but that can also appear on the LED screen. This is where you're going to find the auto/max button. So you can switch between automatic or max power. Automatic just senses how dirty your floors are and automatically decides what power level it's going to use, or you can use max, which is going to use the max level of power. The brush roller is just going to turn around faster and it's going to be able to get up more difficult areas. This button can also be used in a different way. By holding it down for 3 seconds, you can change the mop into water only mode. It starts automatically in solution mode, but you can hold it down for 3 seconds and use water only mode, so you don't necessarily have to use solution in this mop. You can just use water. If the LED loop goes from red to blue, that means you're using water only mode, and if the LED loop goes from blue to red, that means that you are in the solution mode. I feel like I really enjoyed using this for the first time. The fact that it's self-propelled makes it so easy. Even though the machine is kind of heavy, the self-propelled feature really makes you feel like you're not doing anything. Like, you don't feel like you're working hard when you use it, so I really love that feature about it. This is just me cleaning my laundry room up, which I had some cat litter in and things like that, just for the first test, and I feel like it went really well. So now I'm going to move on to other spots of my house that have more dirt. Now, when you turn the mop on and before you actually start mopping, make sure you give the vac mop time to actually wet the brush roller. So just do a few strokes ahead, that way you know that the brush roller is wet and it's going to be able to pick everything up. What's awesome about this is that because it's a vac mop, it can pick up dirt and debris and food particles and hair. I don't have to vacuum before mopping. So it's a one-step kind of thing, which is very awesome and very useful. I definitely feel like it did a really good job under my table. It wasn't leaving any hair behind or food particles or pieces of dirt. So I was pretty satisfied with that. So right here, I'm right next to an edge and I'm just getting some hair and pieces of dirt that I see there, and it did really good. It pretty much got everything that was right there. There was an area near my trash can where there were a lot of crumbs, and when I tried to use the vac mop to clean it up, because there's something protecting the roller brush, the vac mop simply couldn't go all the way to the edge. So there was stuff that was left behind very close to the edge. It does get close, but like I said, because that plastic piece is protecting the roller brush, it simply can't go all the way to the edge. So even though that is expected, that's something I definitely want to mention here because it is a con to consider if you're thinking about buying this vac mop. I then wanted to try how well this thing was going to work on a liquid mess, so I just poured some apple juice on the floor and ran the Tineco over it. It did so good. It sucked everything up pretty much on the first swipe. It didn't miss anything. There was nothing leaking out of the sides of the vac mop. I was very impressed with how well it handled a liquid mess. And yeah, 10 out of 10 on that aspect. I really felt like it did such a good job there. Now I'm going to go ahead and let you guys hear how the Tineco sounds while it's running, just so you guys can get an idea of how loud it is. That's one of those things where it's just really hard to tell over a video how loud it truly is or how quiet it truly is, so I'll just give you guys my opinion on it. I don't feel like it's that loud, honestly. I can talk over it, so it's not exceptionally loud, but it's not super quiet either. It's pretty much what I would expect something like this to sound like. While you guys watch me use my vac mop, there is a few things that I want to go over with y'all just to help you decide if you actually want to purchase this or not, and just to, help you decide if this is going to be right for you. Okay, so earlier I mentioned that it does take about 5 hours to charge, which is kind of lengthy, and the runtime is going to be about 35 minutes. So you can either plug it in and finish the rest of your house later, or in my case, I can pretty much vacuum what I need to vacuum before the vac mop runs out of batteries. But then again, you do have to remember my house is pretty small. It's like 1,200 square feet. So if your house is bigger, you might have to charge it again before being able to finish the rest of your home. Another thing to remember is that you can't tilt this thing too much because it could possibly leak if you do that. So be careful when you're vacuuming under something because you don't want to over tilt the mop because that could cause a leak, so please just keep that in mind. A really cool feature on this vac mop that my last vac mop did not have is that after the vac mop stops functioning, the vacuum function actually still goes on for a while just to make sure it doesn't leave any puddles on your floor, which I think is a really cool feature that it has. Now, this is kind of common sense, but I still do want to mention it. The vac mop head is, not as maneuverable as a regular mop, so there are going to be some areas in your house that it might not be able to get that your regular mop can get, so that's just something to keep in mind. I thought I might have some difficulty carrying this up and down the stairs, but to my surprise, I didn't have any difficulty at all. It was very easy, and it stays in an upright position, so that makes it even easier. Let's go ahead and jump into maintenance. Right here is the self-clean button, and if you click it, it's automatically going to start self-cleaning the roller brush. The way the self-cleaning aspect works on this vac mop is it dispenses a bunch of the clean water into the brush roller, and then it spins the brush roller super fast so that all the dirty water slings back into the dirty water cup. It repeats this process several times so that the brush roller comes out clean. I love this feature, and I love the fact that I don't have to actually scrub the roller brush myself. It just takes that load off and makes it a lot easier to clean this thing. Something that I want you guys to be aware of about the self-cleaning feature is that you do need to at least have 10% battery. You should plug it in before you start the self-cleaning process, and also you want to make sure that you have at least 40% of your clean liquid remaining in your clean water tank so that you can do this. Make sure you also clean out the dirty water tank before starting it. So this is the dirty water that came out of the brush, so that felt super satisfying that it was able to self-clean like that. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to clean out the dirty water tank, and I'm going to show you guys everything involved with that. So the first thing you're going to do is sort of shake off, not shake, but like try to get off the top piece. It's not going to click on or anything, it's only held on by friction. So just move it around a little bit until it comes off. After you do that, you're just going to set that stuff to the side. And I put this little mesh thing over my drain just to capture any hair or debris that's not supposed to go down my drain because I don't want to clog it. So I put that there before I dump everything out. Then you're going to take this filter out, just set that to the side, and dump all the dirty water down the drain. After I've done that, I'm just going to thoroughly rinse everything off. By the way, I need to tell you guys, don't use hot water when you're cleaning any of this because hot water causes the rubber on this vac mop to expand and contract. And if that happens while you're using your vac mop, it could cause a leak. So it's better to use room temperature water to clean all these pieces. Another thing that I want y'all to know is that you don't actually have to remove the floater. In the instructions, I saw that you simply could just rinse it off, even though I removed it just because I didn't know any better at the time. But right there, you can see me taking it out. That's the floater, and you can remove it if it needs extra cleaning, but I'm just letting you guys know that in the instructions, it did say if you're just doing a regular cleaning and nothing is wrong with the vac mop, you don't actually have to take it out. You can rinse it while it's still attached to the other piece. The top piece of the dirty water tank also has a dry filter, so you're going to want to pull that dry filter out right there, just like so, and then you can open that little thing right there and just make sure that you rinse it out all the way. And it's very easy to clean. In the instructions, it does not say that you have to use soap on any of this stuff, so you can just rinse it with water. After this, I simply just put everything on top of a paper towel and just let everything dry thoroughly, including that filter, which needs to dry for about 24 hours. The mop does come with a cleaning piece that's super useful. So if your dirty water tank is extra dirty and needs some scrubbing, that brush is an excellent tool and can fit in all the right places. That's going to do it for the dirty water tank. After that, that's pretty much clean and taken care of. So now we're going to move on to the brush roller and how to take care of that after you have went through the self-cleaning process. I'm just going to remove the cap by using the little lever, pulling it off, and then there's a little tab that I can pull to pull the brush roller out. It's super easy, and as you can see, the brush roller is very clean. There was only one spot that had something on it, but other than that, it pretty much came out spotless. So I'm just going to set that to the side so that it can dry, and there is a little hole in the stand that fits it perfectly so that it can air dry. This portion of the vac mop does need to be wiped clean, just to take care of your mop and make sure that nothing clogs it and that there's nothing that's going to make your vac mop stop working. This is just a way of keeping it healthy and keeping it working properly. And you can use your handy brush, like I said, to clean this thing out some more. You also do need to clean around that little hole right there that the dirty water tank leads into. So I'm just going to wipe it. I did check to make sure that there was nothing actually clogging the hole in there, and then I just wiped it down. I then went in with the brush and just scrubbed a little bit around the area just to make sure that I got everything. Make sure that you do remember to rinse off the roller brush protector and make sure that that is clean as well, and set it aside to dry. I want to make sure that you guys do know how to put the dirty water tank back together, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that. This is the bottom piece of the dirty water tank, and this is the filter. So I'm going to go ahead and set the filter inside like so. And then I'm going to set that to the side. And here is the dirty water tank top. I'm going to go ahead and put the dry filter back in correctly. And I'm just securing it in place. And now I'm going to put the floater back in the top of the dirty water tank. And it just slides in there very easily. And now I can go ahead and put the top of the dirty water tank back in place. And it just fits in there snugly. It's not going to click because it's held in by friction. And there you go. Just like the clean water tank, it just snaps into place. So you're literally just going to put it in there and you're going to hear a snap and you're going to know it's in there correctly. Whenever your roller brush is dry, it's really easy to put it back into the vac mop. You're just going to take it and put it in place and slide the tab back in. So that's the wrong way, but you can see right there that this side goes in there. And you're going to slide that tab right back in place. It's very easy. Once you've done it once, you're going to know how to do it the rest of the time. And these pieces on the bottom of the roller brush protector go in these two squares on the bottom of the vac mop. You're just going to put those in first and then snap in the top piece. I just wanted to include this troubleshooting portion of the manual. Maybe someone is watching this who needs help with their vac mop, so I've left this here so that you guys can pause the video and take a look at it if you need to. I'm going to give you guys a few final thoughts on this product. I genuinely really loved it. I love how clean it left my floors. It's nice because a traditional mop is going to move dirt around, whereas this mop is actually going to put the dirt into a dirty water tank, and that is something that I really love, and it makes me feel satisfied when I'm done cleaning. Now it does have a 5-hour charge time and a 35-minute run time, so that is a long charge time for a short run time. However, I do think that it makes up for it in how clean the floors come out. It has some trouble fitting in small areas, but it's definitely easy to carry it up the stairs. So, I mean, it has its pros and cons. I really feel like it depends on how you are going to use this mop. And you do have to do some maintenance, so there is that. But I did feel like it was worth it in the end, and I enjoyed using this thing. I'm not gonna lie, it was actually a little bit fun to use it. I know it shouldn't be fun to clean, but I felt like it was. I also love how the mop looks, and I love that there's an LED screen to warn me about things that are going on with the mop. I also was very impressed by the way that it mopped up liquid. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.